All right, guys. Here we go. This is a composite functions overview. So yeah, let's get started, and hopefully it all makes sense for you guys. So question number one, it says evaluate f g of -5. So what you do first, guys, is you evaluate g of -5 first. That's going to be your input for f of x. So you go g of -5 equals, and here's the graph of g. So I go to -5, and I go and I see that at -5 I have a coordinate at -1. So -5 comma -1. So this is my input for f. See? So f of -1. So I go to -1 in the f function, or your f function here, and I see that at -1 I have a value of 3. So this is just 3. So f composite of g at -5 is nothing more than 3. How do we feel, guys? Not bad? Easy, right? Question 2. So we're doing the same thing. Sorry that I put those dots already predetermined. So you evaluate g of 0. So here's g of 0. I go down there, and it looks like it's -4. So that's what you're going to put into f. So f of -4, I go to -4, and it looks like it is 2. So f of g of 0 is nothing more than 2. How are we doing so far? Pretty easy, right? Yeah, there's a review. I think you guys are pretty good at this. Don't freak out. This is the same thing. So when you see this, it's the same thing as saying f composite of g of -2. That's all it means. So how do we do it? We do g of -2 first. -4 times -2. And then I'm going to subtract 9. So let's see. +8 minus 9. So I get a -1. This is going to be my input for f. So now it's f of -1. So I come back and I go f of -1. And I'm just going to plug it in. 2 parentheses -1 squared plus 5 parentheses -1 plus 4. So let's see what we get. -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Positive times a negative is a negative. Plus 4. 2 minus 5, that's a -3. -3 plus 4, I believe that's a 1. So this is nothing more than 1. Are we feeling okay, guys? Yeah, there is an overview. It's not supposed to be a lesson. So hopefully you guys feel like it's not too bad. Again, this one says g composite of f at 4. So you evaluate f of 4 first. So I'm going to go f of 4. And I'm just going to see, let's see, 4 times 4 minus 15. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 15, I get a 1. So then that turns into g of 1. So then I come back and I go g of 1 equals 2 parentheses 1 squared plus 1 minus 6. So the 2 times 1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 minus 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 minus 6 is -3. So gf of 4 is nothing more than -3. Am I going too fast, guys, or am I going at an okay speed? Okay, perfect. This one right here, notice they just said express your answer of the polynomial in standard form. So they want a polynomial. Polynomial means x squared plus x plus some number. So I'm going to insert f of x into g. So we're going to insert f of x into g. So I have g of -3x minus 2. So wherever I have an x, I'm going to insert -3x minus 2. -3x minus 2, close it squared, plus 2 times -3x minus 2, close it, minus 2. So do that much. We're going to go slow. 3x minus 2 squared. -3x times -3x is a positive 9x squared. -3x times a -2 is a positive 6x. And then I'm going to have 2 of those. So it's going to be plus 12x. Is everyone okay with how I got that? We're not done yet. And then a -2 times a -2 is a positive 4. Are we okay with that, guys? Let me know, because I can't read minds. Okay, let's see someone. What I did here, guys, I just did this. Negative 3x minus 2 times negative 3x minus 2. See? So negative 3x times negative 3x, that's a 9x squared. Negative 3x times a negative 2, that's a minus 6, that's a positive 6x. And then negative 2 times a negative 3x, look, that's another positive 6x. And then finally, negative 2 times negative 2, that's a positive 4. So see, that's where I got the 12x. Okay. 2 times negative 3x minus 6x. 2 times negative 2 minus 4. And then you got the minus 2 here. I'm going to combine like terms. Let's see, there's only one 9x squared. I see a 12x and a negative 6x. So that's going to be plus 6x. The 12 is bigger than the 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. And then the 4's 0 out. And then minus 2. There's my answer. We're okay? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Question 6. It says, relax. Whenever you see this, it means G composite of F, like that. That's what it means, guys. Sorry, need a little coffee there. So here we go. I'm going to insert this expression into G. G parenthesis 3x squared plus 4x plus 6, close it, equals negative 3 parenthesis 3x squared plus 4x plus 6, close it, minus 13. See? That 13 is that 13. Negative 3 is that negative 3. And then for x, I put in that expression. Distribute. And don't yawn. I see some of you guys. That's a demerit. Negative 9x squared minus negative 3 times the positive 4x. That's a minus 12x. Negative 3 times positive 6. That's a negative 18. And I'm kidding you too. I'm not going to write demerits for yawning. It's early in the morning. It's only 8:39 a.m., which some say is too early. Let's see. I'm going to add those, quote unquote, because they're both the same sign, and then keep the negative symbol. 18, 28, 29, 30, 31. There it is. I don't see any mistakes. I think we're good. Check out how the first page looks. Does it look beautiful? Yeah, it does. This wouldn't scare a 6th grader, would it? Like, they can probably do this. Or you think this would scare a junior high kid? Nah, I wouldn't scare them. All right, here we go. Oh my God, Chav, I don't know what to do. All right, this, you just start from the left, read it left to right. It means this, B of S of F of X. Let's see, that one closes that one. I need one more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what it means. Start with the f of x. What was f of x? What was f of x, guys? Yeah, x cubed. So start with that. B of s, and then insert x cubed in for f of x. Close, close. Now look, x cubed is in front of, that's s of x cubed, so there it is. So in here, I'm going to type s of x cubed, and whatever you have, wherever your exponent is, you're going to type this expression, x cubed. So now I have b, parenthesis, look, it says 3 to the power, and I'm not going to write x, I'm going to write what? X cubed. 3 to the power x cubed. Now I go to my function b. Wherever you have an x, that's where you're going to write 3 to the power x cubed. Do you guys see that? So this is, let's see, 2 absolute value, and I'm putting this in there. 3x cubed, close absolute value. So all this, B open circle, S, you don't call it open circle, it's composite function. B composite of F of x is nothing more than 2, absolute value of 3, x to the third power, close it. And I guess you can probably make a case. No, I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, so there it is. So we look for that answer, and the answer is, does it look like A to you guys? Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. We're doing the same thing. P composite of V composite of T with respect to x, like that. So we look for t first, and that's what you're going to insert in there, and that's going to be an input for v. So p composite of v, and t of x is nothing more than x to the fourth. We're still okay? Look at v. V is absolute value of x. So I'm going to write p parenthesis, and I'm going to write absolute value not of x, but of x to the fourth. Absolute value, close. Are we still okay, guys? And now I go to p, and wherever I have an x, I'm going to insert that expression. So square root absolute value of x to the fourth, close it. And I guess you can say that absolute value goes away if you were trying to simplify, because any number raised to a fourth power is always going to be positive. And then you take a square root, but they don't take that into account. So the answer looks like it is letter D. Cool, guys? All right. Let's go over here. Question 3. Again, this is, don't say hog. It means age composite of G evaluated at 2. So you're going to evaluate G of 2 first. So you're going to go to 2. This is, that's your H. You're going to go to G. Here it is. Here's G. So you have 3 functions. You have H, you have F, and you have G. You don't even use F, so they just give you an extra just to give you an extra. Sometimes they use all 3 of them. So you're going to find G of 2 first. So how do I find G of 2? Here's G of x. You go to x equals 2. There it is. G of 2 equals negative 1. Does everyone see how we got it, guys? I'm going to insert negative 1 in as an input for h. H of negative 1. So now I find h. I go to negative 1, and it looks like the answer is negative 1. So H composite of G at 2 is nothing more than negative 1. All right, let's see. What else we got? Last page. So it wants us to go negative 6 times f of 7 plus 9 times h of negative 1. So let's find f of 7 first. So here it is. F of 7 is nothing more than negative 3. So I'm going to come up here and I go negative 6 times, did I say negative 3? Plus 9, and this is h of negative 1. So I look for h. So here it is. H of negative 1 equals negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1 minus 3. Let's see what that is. Negative 1 squared is just a 1. Negative times a negative is a positive, minus 3. So let's see, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. So it looks like 0. So 9 times 0. So I'm just getting the number 18. Does everyone see how I did that, guys? Okay. And it looks like we got 2 left, and that's it. All right. So it says decompose the function f of g of x cosine of sine x into f of x and g of x. Okay, so they want me to tell it what f of x is, and they want me to tell it what g of x is. Notice that g of x is an input for f of x. Do you guys see that? So then I start looking for my input. This must be f of x. This must be my input. So that means g of x has to be sine x. And then f of x is the outside, is the one on the outside, so that means it's cosine. Now it needs to have an argument. It has to be cosine of x. And then we check it. How are you going to check it? Like this. I check it by going f, and then I'm going to plug in what g is, sine x. And then according to this, it says f is cosine x. I'm going to write cosine, and wherever there's an x, I write whatever I have on the inside. Cosine of sine x. OMG, look, it's the same. It worked. So f of x is cosine x. G of x is sine x. Does that make sense, guys? I'm going to go slow. Let's do it again. Look at number 6. I'm going to go really slow. Notice, and I guess if you want to put parentheses right here because it helps. Notice the g of x is your input for f of x. So, what's my input in here? That 5x. So my f of x is probably, or no, not probably, it is cosine of x. And my g of x is 5x. And then I test it. F of g of x equals f of 5x. And we already said that f was cosine x. So wherever there's an x, I'm going to insert 5x. Cosine of 5x. Look at that. It works. It is the same. So f of x is cosine x and g of x is 5x. Did that make sense, guys? All right. I think that's it. What do you think? Was it pretty tough? Is this a good way to end our freedom from here to spring break? And so you're just going to have a delta on this. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think we'll have any issues.